Today is Sunday, September 11th, 2022. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is our JABBIC Part 1 for Season 43 of Survivor.
JABBIC, judge a book by its cover. That's where we take very little information. It seems to be less and less every preceding season. Yeah. And there's certainly not a lot that's out there right now. But there is something. So we took what we had and we
did our best.
Gone through the cast and using that first impressions, maybe second, third. Sometimes we'll skim back over something, but we try to go through this relatively quickly. And we go ahead and attempt to make an assessment of every single one of the 18 castaways, how we think they'll do. We're estimating that just like in the most recent seasons, there'll be 7 no merges, and then it's on from there.
I don't remember how many I chose. I think I chose all the women to go on one tribe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was like, oh, yeah. I chose them all to go.
We found, Joanne and I have found at least, that it's extremely helpful for us to start learning everybody. That way, come the first episode, we'll be able to recognize 1 or 2 of them at least.
Oh, no, I can recognize. But recognizing them from their pictures, you have to recognize them out there, which is sometimes very different. It's like, wait a minute, who is that? Because I specifically copied the individual tribe photos where they're actually in the clothes that they're wearing out there. And I thought, okay, because sometimes I do recognize people by their clothes, especially in the very beginning. But it does help me to go, oh, well, this person didn't look that short on the pictures in the little video clip, but when you see them standing with the other people, you get more of a realistic idea of what they are really like.
How they're relating to each other. Yeah.
I knew this one lady was small, but, it was like, oh my goodness, she's tiny little thing. When you look at her with her other tribe mates.
Right.
And that kind of stuff does influence, all my overall opinion and of how they'll do.
So that's what we do in JABBIC Part 1. It's Joanne and I, and we're going to go over the big broad strokes of their bios. Joanne's got big chunks of the bio to read out for you, and then we're each going to give
Stacey hates it.
impression of that particular person, how we think they're going to do in the game without any actual game knowledge, without seeing them perform in the least, just based on what we get out of their bios or what they say. And there's a few videos out there. EW's got 3 videos where you can hear them talking, and one of them you can hear them, they each pronounce their name at the beginning of the video so that you can get their names, hear them say their names. And then there's a Survivor CBS video that's available on the Press Express, or it's also available on the ET Canada YouTube site. And then there's a written interviews on parade.com. That's our source material.
Okay, you're making me tired again.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, because I did that from pretty much yesterday from 7 a.m. till 5:30 this morning, barring a couple of meals and a nap.
I see. You've been all Survivor all the time, is what you're saying.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Well, with that said, you want to get started?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to follow Paula's visual roster, which we have a link to that in the show notes.
Okay. Did you want to talk about, before we get into that it is going to be 18 castaways in 26 days this time.
I usually do that after we're gone through the cast, but yeah, now that you mention it, we can go through that. The premiere is on September 21st. It's going to be 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yes, so expecting that to probably be a double elimination, but we'll talk some more about that. And then the following week, we get a 90-minute episode.
I know.
So,
what is up with that?
I like front loading like this. If we're not going to get as many episodes in total over the course of the weeks, I do like front loading them so that we can get to know them a little more. So I do like that part of it. Okay, now, do you want to dive into the tribe?
Okay, we can do that.
First up, we've got the Baka tribe.
All right, Elizabeth, or as she prefers to be called, Ellie, and she's 31. She was born in Atlanta and now living in Salt Lake City, and she is a clinical psychologist and a fan. She describes herself as clever, perceptive, and authentic. Her pet peeves are being inconsiderate or intentionally hurtful to others. Social injustice and discrimination make my blood boil. She's proud that she earned a 4.0 GPA in all of her master's and doctoral courses. She says she can win because I will outwit by using my natural social skills and cutthroat strategy. People will trust, share information, and be disarmed by me, which will make me dangerous. I'm coming into the game with the understanding that psychologist ethics...
saying she's going to have to shift her mindset away from psychologist ethics toward survivor ethics. I like that statement.
I read that wrong. Sorry. She said, I will outplay with my natural competitiveness, athleticism, and tenacity, and I will not give up. What do you think about that?
Sure. That's pretty much what everybody says coming in, I think. So my first thought was, oh, look, it's Tori from last season.
Oh, okay. I think she will fit in with her tribe, I think. But I was a little bit on the fence with her for some reason. I wasn't quite sure, but I do think she'll make the merge. So I put her merge.
Yeah, I got her making the merge, too. It wasn't even a question for me. Actually, I got her in Final Four.
Well, that wasn't the question. The question was... if she would fit in the tribe as well as I thought she would. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. We'll find out.
I think they'll end up needing her. So, yep, we shall see. Next up, we got Mike Gabler.
He's 52, born in Houston, and now living in Meridian, Idaho. I know it well. Used to live near there. He's a heart valve specialist, and he looks like quite the character, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's this season's Mike, also named Mike, but I guess he wants to go by Gabler.
Oh, is it Gabe? I thought it was Gabler.
Whatever. He won't be there long.
All right. He likes camping, hunting, fishing, and skiing. He said he's intense, but energetic and fun, and his pet peeve is unfairness. As social as I am, I still enjoy my time alone. I'm also more sensitive than most people think I am, and I'd like to play like Sandra, as she's a phenomenal strategist and has great gameplay. So I didn't...
as long as it's not me strategy.
You know, some of the questions he didn't answer, and I found that kind of strange. He didn't really answer them, and
he's just being the Gabler.
I didn't feel like I got a lot out of his bio, and I thought if he's good in the challenges, I went ahead and said merge if he's strong. Mm-hmm. But I could see it going the other way because he is the oldest guy, and he could go if he doesn't perform well. He seems likable. And, I always like a character. People that don't, just kind of have their own persona and they don't care what people think.
Yeah, last season's Mike turned out to be a great delight and a surprise. So who knows? Maybe this season's Mike will too.
I don't see them the same.
I got him no merge. I think he stands out enough. There's two people in this tribe that stand out wildly separate from everyone else. And I just think that kind of, in the early game, that kind of thing, you walk into the game being a target. And so that's what I feel about him so far.
Okay.
Who knows? He might be the anchor that they need for everything else, but no merge. That's my call.
That is our first disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, up next we have Janine. She's 24, born in Massachusetts, now living in San Francisco. She's a UX designer. She's a fan of the show. She's watched with her father, who's a really big fan. She said she's green, both in that I absorb all new experiences and information around me, and I am environmentally conscious. I'm empathetic and witty. People often assume I'm extroverted because I'm very effusive and engaged, but I'm definitely an introvert and need time alone to recharge.
Can we watching her close there? I'm curious how that's
that
gonna
doesn't
work.
always go well. Both her and Gabler said that, but
enjoy time alone. That's right.
Yeah, I think she's really smart, and if you just look at that, the things she said and all that, I can see her strategic side, but I've got her the first one off of this tribe.
Okay.
She's the one I was talking about, was so tiny. She has 0 ounces of weight to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And that bothered me when I know they're not going to get food.
There's a flip side to that.
That she can probably get by on very little food.
Exactly.
I know, I thought of that too, but I don't know. It hurts me to see people that are, have to go without food. And
UX designers, good ones, have a really decent sense of the kinds of things that people like and how to pick up on things that bug people. That UX stands for user experience. And so they have some psychology training typically for that kind of thing. And they might be good empaths.
Yeah, she said that her strong suit would be the outwit, that she can read social dynamics very easily. And that'll help her be ahead of the curve in terms of, what moves she wants to weigh. So I thought that my first reaction she seems really smart and well thought out, in her strategies. But then I just thought, I just didn't think she could be very strong. And, I think she will be happy that people will underestimate her. And I did.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, she's a UX designer in San Francisco, which kind of says she might make a lot of money and be used to a very rich, plush life. So that might be extra super duper hard being out there in those harsh conditions. Well, if nothing else, it'll be pretty much a major shock to her system.
Yeah, it's funny when we find out how they really are. And the things we thought from first impressions. Mm-hmm. That's part of the fun of it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? I had no merge. What did you say you had?
I got her merge.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next up, we got Mariah Young. What do you have for Mariah?
She's 28, from Philly. She's performing arts teacher. She's very colorful, energetic, and joyful.
Literally.
Yeah. Her pet peeves are negative Nancy's, Debbie Downers, and bullies. I can win because there isn't anything in the world that I cannot accomplish. My mindset has gotten me to the finish line of all of my dreams. Plus, I'm super lovable and not an immediate threat. She plans to stay true to her alliance as best she can and stick it out to the end, which doesn't always work on Survivor, but sometimes it does.
Yeah, one of the things she said in her parade interview, I think that's where it was that she was there for her late mother. And so it was on her late mother's bucket list.
Yeah, and she had been fulfilling the things her mother didn't get to do.
Yeah, so, yeah. When you run into the wall, which is Survivor, and you're out there in the midst of it, and you're miserable, that kind of stuff can course correct pretty quick.
Yeah.
You can rationalize your way out of, hey, I checked that bucket. I was here on day one. I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, that's effectively where you are with that kind of an approach.
I think she could be fun and even entertaining, and we know that people will on Survivor have told us repeatedly they'll keep somebody around that entertains them because they're bored. Though the new Survivor,
There's no time for that.
Exactly, they don't have as much time to get bored. So I don't know that that's that important.
One of the things that stood out for me was, as someone who now has long hair, granted mine's extremely thin, wispy long hair, but in the heat, I feel it. And, you know, I'll get it off my neck because it is so hot if I'm going to go out and get a walk in or something like that, or I'm going to be outside working. And I was looking at her extremely colorful hair, but also of a large volume, and I was thinking she is going to be miserable.
So hot out there.
Yeah. And she'll probably find a way to put it up, but that was my first thought. It's like, yes, you have beautiful, colorful hair, but it's just, you're going to be so miserable out there, and it's like this added thing that you always got to do.
There's been so many new things that Stacy has learned since having long hair now.
Yeah.
That he never knew before. So he's very conscious of that right now. I wondered if she might not even cross over into annoying, trying to be entertaining, since both Gabler and Janine said that they needed their, quiet alone time to regenerate. Mm-hmm. And that is one thing that could get you voted off too.
Yeah.
If you're annoying people. So if Gabler is strong, she might have a chance to stay, but I put her no merge.
I got no merge for her too.
Hey, we agree.
She didn't represent any major physicality. I'm concerned with how hard they go and how fast they go with just the 26 days. She's not going to bring a lot to the physical challenges, it didn't look like.
I don't know. I didn't notice anything about that.
Easy to for her to get voted out, I would think. Next up, we got Owen Knight. What do you got for Owen? Owen, you little poop. That's from Throw Mama from the Train.
You did that before. I gave you this look then.
Yes.
Register this look
when you do. It still makes me laugh.
Okay. All right. Owen is 30 years old. He was born in Maryland. He's living in New Orleans. He's a college admissions director and a fan of the show. He says he is loyal, charismatic, and passionate. His pet peeves are people who are entitled. He says he's a great public speaker and uses his skills at work every day. I am an unassuming triple threat. I'm good socially. I'm athletic enough to be an asset early in the game. However, nobody's going to mistake me for Ozzy. Strategically, I am a Survivor super duper fan and have studied this game and know what works and what doesn't. And I'm pretty self-aware. I like Owen.
Yeah.
Yes,
I sounded a lot like JD from 41 to me.
I don't know. I just liked him. I liked his energy. I liked everything about him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind even seeing him win. He was one of my two people that he is one of my two people that I'm thinking about for USB.
Wow.
Definitely making the merge and in my final four.
Yeah, I got him making the merge.
So I just liked him. Some of it was just like, I just like your whole vibe and your energy. And now it may change when other people, pipe in and say how they viewed him. Mm-hmm. But for now, I really liked him.
First impressions, well liked. Next up, we got Sammy Layati. Dude, bro, bruh, brah.
He's 19.
Mm-hmm.
So he's from Las Vegas. He's a pet cremator. His hobbies are sports and fitness. I'm unpredictable, tenacious, and indecisive. I thought, why would you put that? You're indecisive. Okay, ding ding.
You know
that
why
was
he
one of my
listed
first-
that? The same reason that he listed one of the reasons he's going to win is because of his amazing quads. Dude, my quads.
Okay.
He definitely doesn't skip leg day.
His pet peeves are excuses and laziness. My background is very culturally diverse, with my father being an immigrant from Morocco. I can win because I am too conversationally and emotionally experienced with people to be unaware of my standing in the game at all times, and I am too determined and hungry to get comfortable. Everybody that I meet grows a heart on their sleeve after I speak with them for 20 minutes, and my competitors on the island will be no different.
It's like he's repeating cliches that he's heard, but he doesn't actually understand what they mean.
You know what? I thought, oh, honey, I'm sorry.
Bless his heart.
You're going to be so disappointed if it doesn't play out just like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he seems like a nice, outgoing young man.
Yeah.
And all of that. But I don't think he can really carry out all of the things he thinks he can. And
nobody's 19,
he's 19.
So he's going to be able
That's the whole thing.
He's going to bring physicality, and
Yes.
if you can jump on the dude bro bra train with him, you'll be good to go.
That doesn't even sound good coming out your mouth.
No.
Okay.
Well, you want to get sloshed in the first episode? Take a drink every time he says dude, bro, bruh, brah.
Okay. Well, I think he'll make the merge because he's probably the strongest one on their tribe.
Yeah.
So you go, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
And please don't get too disappointed if it doesn't work exactly how it is in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything
on.
else about the yellow tribe?
Nope. No, let's move on to Vessi, the red tribe.
All right. We've got Cody. He's 35, from Iowa, but now living in Honolulu. He is in elevator sales.
In Hawaii.
Right. Okay. I'm optimistic, charismatic, and fearless. My pet peeves are lazy people and social media addicts. I can win because my charismatic, fun-loving personality will enable me to build alliances. My competitive edge will keep the numbers through winning the challenges. I will help in building shelter and sourcing food. He certainly is very enthusiastic.
Yes.
Which makes me think he might start to annoy.
Yeah.
He wants to be used as a shield. He said he's got a lot of big energy but he's also laid back. And I thought, he said, I have a laid back spirit, and I'm going to be underestimated for that. And I thought, yeah, what you're describing, the big energy and yet the laid back spirit, that doesn't seem to, those kind of seem opposite to me, not.
Yeah, he's trying to be funny, I guess, because he was doing the business in the front party, strategic party in the back. Check my mullet out.
But
and by the way, did I mention I have something tattooed on my butt, like living or I don't know. He mentions that several times.
Yeah, no. I don't think he'll be able to contain his energy and will be on people's radar very soon.
The biggest question with him is, will they be able to corral it and direct it?
I think he'll be useful, especially getting the camp together and all that. And
I believed in. Yeah.
Yeah, and he seems to, he says he has outdoor skills, and and to provide food. Well, people have been kept around for a lot less than that. So I do think he'll make the merge, and he's probably strong and will contribute. So I think he'll make the merge.
Plus, he has manifested his success. Now, the challenge there is someone on the Coco tribe has also manifested that they will win Survivor. So we're going to We're gonna have to figure out the manifest destiny who's really gonna come out on top of the see it and be it crew. Yeah, I got him making the merge too. As long as he isn't too big of a nuisance, they'll keep him around to keep challenge performance up.
At least till they get the camp put together.
Yeah. Next up, we got Dwight Moore.
22 years old from California, now living in Tennessee. He's a graduate student. Hobbies are skiing, video games, and tutoring and teaching. Ambitious, confident, and strong-willed. Pet peeves, someone making a reference to The Office within 2 seconds of learning my name. That would be Stacy did that. Arrogance and refusal to use turn signals while driving also are pet peeves. He said he had a whole career as a journalist before he even entered college. And in his sophomore year of high school, he took the ACT just to see how he would do on it, and he ended up getting a perfect score. So obviously, he's smart.
I don't like to brag.
I didn't say that, but okay, he should be proud of that. He said, I can be the sole survivor, not just because of my social skills or intellect, but because of the passion that I put into every single thing that I do in my life. I'm well aware that I lack typical skills for living outdoors, but I'm open to learning and adapting to the environment. So that makes me think he might need Cody to help him learn those things about the outdoors that he has no clue about.
I just saw this extreme softness in him, and I thought, no, they're going to get rid of him. He's going to get devoured.
Really?
Yep, no merge for Dwight.
Oh, no, I had definitely had merge.
No merge.
But he's kind of young, too, you know.
Yep.
But he's only 22, but I just want to see if he's as mature as he thinks he is.
Nope.
So,
don't believe it.
But he said he's looking for a rational player. You know, he kind of wants a protection too. And I thought, well, that's what Cody wants to do, you know, is be a shield. But I don't see him as being very rational. I think he'd be better off going with Jesse, which we'll talk about
Need
next.
Justine, actually, for that.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Not in my opinion.
Yep.
But I'd have him making the merge.
Okay.
So I'm surprised you don't, but okay.
Like I said, there's a softness there. I just don't think he's got what it takes.
Alrighty then.
He's going to be easy to discard of when they do need to. Although I think they're probably the stronger physical tribe.
Okay.
Next up, we got Jesse Lopez.
30 from Venice, California, now living in Durham, North Carolina. Political science PhD. Hobbies are playing chess with my son, dancing with my daughter, and binge watching shows with my wife. I'm aware, ambitious, unbreakable. My pet peeves are quitters and people that complain about things but aren't willing to change. I do research at Duke. You don't look at me and see a scholar. I can win because I've researched voting behaviors for years. No one can hold a candle to me strategically. But I'm also not an academic by nature and have gone from being a gang member to dealing with Harvard-level researchers on a daily basis. So I can adapt to any environment and build relationships with anyone. I really liked Jesse.
I didn't.
At first, I looked at the picture and the scowl, and I thought,
resting bee-face for sure.
Yeah, he does. But he does, and I did even make note of, remember to smile, Jesse, smile. But when I watched his videos and all that, I hope he does really well. I'm going to support him. I put him in my Final Four, and he may be my USB. I don't know that a lot of people would choose him. But it just appeals to me somehow. I hope he doesn't disappoint.
I don't know why someone who got their degree from Duke wants to name drop Harvard. That was just really weird and off-putting.
Okay, well.
But I agree that there's a good chance that he will do well.
I like what he's been able to do in his life, and I like that.
Sure, that's actually why he's cast. that story is absolutely why he was cast.
I like that he appears to be a really good family man as well. I just like the energy about him that I didn't get just from his photo. That didn't portray at all. And that's why I had said.
He talks about knowing voting and strategies and all that kind of thing, and then he doesn't smile in his picture. It's like the number one simplest thing you can do is be smiling all the time when you're dealing with, impressions and people.
Yeah, but there are always some people during the season who choose not to almost be scowly and
sure.
But
they almost never do well.
But that's how I felt about him, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go with that.
I totally get that. Yep.
You do?
I understand it. Yeah, you want to cheer for him. You want him to.
I do want to cheer for him.
Because his life is a redemption arc. Again, that's why he got cast.
Well, so, hey, and, I won't make a final decision till after I hear what everyone else thinks, but that is, he's my number one that I'm leaning toward now for USB.
Okay.
So, okay, go Jesse.
Next up, Justine Brennan.
Okay, she's 29, born in or lives in California. She's in cybersecurity sales, whatever that is. Hobbies.
That's where I work. Cybersecurity.
Yeah.
So she sells
I know
cybersecurity services.
But I don't understand what you do either.
Okay.
So, internet security. That's all I would say.
I curate evil.
Yeah, what does your husband do? Okay, hobbies, cooking, oil painting, and golfing. Okay. I'm self-sufficient, resourceful, and witty. Pet peeves are when people walk slowly right in front of you. When you open the door for someone and they don't say thank you. When people are passive-aggressive. Okay, see, something about that just made me think she feels entitled. That you're not.
I didn't get that at all, but I can totally get you projecting onto her.
You're not opening the door because you wanted to do a kindness for someone, regardless of how they reacted. You did what you wanted to do, but okay, that's just.
Yeah.
I always think if you're gonna want to do something for somebody, do it. Doesn't matter if they, respond or they don't. Anyway, that's me. Okay, I revealed more about me than her, I guess. So okay, she said people think I'm an unathletic girly girl, but my dad raised me to be athletic, resourceful, and driven. Having a psychology degree and being in sales gives me great people skills. I'm good at connecting with people and making them feel comfortable enough to trust me, which is key in a game like Survivor. I'm a strong competitor. I'm a very sarcastic person. I like to make people laugh and throw out punchy one-liners. Okay, but that could go either way too. But
I got strong Natalie White vibes off her.
Really?
Yeah.
No, not me.
Yeah.
I kind of.
She's in sales. Yep. Yep.
Natalie was in pharmaceutical sales. Okay, I had a reaction.
Where's she from? Philippines. Erica vibes from season 41.
Yeah, she does
Matter of
say
fact, she's a carbon copy there.
She does say she has a strong work ethic, and that could be good. But I just had a reaction to even her.
I could hear it.
Her picture, her bio. I just immediately, and then I read the part about opening the door and all that.
That was very off-putting for you.
People daring to walk slowly in front of her. I thought, so go around.
Oh, I don't like it when people slow down in front of me too.
Well, she didn't say slow down. Just they're walking slowly. Maybe they can't walk any faster. I don't know. I took exception to that. That's on me. She's counting on people underestimating her, and I am. So
yeah,
okay.
She's got that same vibe that Erica had. I mean, same deal, from the Philippines originally, and people are underestimating her all the time. It's really tough for women in the cybersecurity space, so she gets that all the time, I'm sure.
Well, she may prove me wrong and all, but I can't really say exactly why, even though she does look pretty small and not strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she doesn't look strong. She says she is, but I'm not seeing it visually that she doesn't look like she has strength. But anyway, I put first off of her tribe, no merge.
Oh, no, definitely merge. She's Final Four for me. I'm looking at her for USB.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, we are really different.
Yeah, we are this season, aren't we?
Yeah, but that's good. That's exciting for us to.
Next up, we've got Nika Ejiri.
43 years old from Texas.
She is the oldest female.
A pharmacist. Her hobbies are traveling, biking, and cooking. She said, I'm joyful, hardworking, and trustworthy. My pet peeves are mediocrity and laziness. I can be tough, resilient, and determined. I will play hard without seeming to on the surface. I can influence others to make decisions, and they'll think it was their idea the whole time. As the oldest woman on the season, she hopes her experience with resilience and community building will give her a shot to play in her preferred style, where she hopes to challenge the usual lying and backstabbing. I thought, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That could hurt you. But
you got to read the room.
Something about
and then
her,
play the room. You don't come in with a plan to be goody two shoes.
Okay, I like her, and I hope she goes far in the game. I liked her enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm putting her in my Final Four. But
whoa, okay.
I know. She says she doesn't lie, so I don't know if that will work for her, and I'm not sure she could win. But I think she and Dwight and Jesse could be a good alliance, maybe even Noelle with them. So I went ahead and put her as making the merge, but I could also see if she didn't. But I'm just choosing to go where I feel like I want to give support. So
I got her making the merge too, but she won't. I don't think she'll go far. She's just not going to be much of a threat.
Well, the merge is far.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Not Final Five, Final Four territory.
There you have it.
Next up, Noelle Lambert.
25 years old, from New Hampshire, U.S. Paralympian, and a fan. She likes snowboarding. She's tenacious, outgoing, determined. Her pet peeves are lazy people, slow drivers, and phony people. People don't see that I am a tremendous athlete. They just see my prosthetic, and they feel sorry for me and doubt my capabilities. And that is their first mistake. I have the ability to form friendships easily, and I'm good at strategizing and adapting to an ever-changing environment. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it to the end. I'm looking to lay low as much as possible until I have to make big moves and cutthroat decisions. She also wants a meat shield. She wants to prove to herself and her tribe mates that she's just as capable as they are in the challenges. Good on you, Noelle. I'm really cheering for her, and most of her tribe looks strong, so she could make some good alliances there. If she does well in the challenges as she thinks she can, then I think Justine would go before her. But if she can't, then I don't know that she would. I put no merge, but
I also have no merge for her.
But I put, please prove me wrong.
Okay. To let you off the hook
wrong.
Somehow.
No, it's just that I hope she goes further. But
she makes a big point of talking about being the first above the knee amputee. She mentions that several times. Well, and so she's contrasting herself with Kelly from Nicaragua and Chad from Vanuatu in that regard, I guess.
I know. I just still, though, all the water challenges they have there and all that sand and climbing up, that I just thought,
She's seemed to be putting a lot of pressure on herself She talked about how she felt she was representing the above the knee amputee crowd and wants to be a good example and all those kinds of things. But
well, part of what came up for me is I'm afraid for her that if she finds there are things out there that she can't do, will it set her back emotionally in her growth that she's had, being able to prove so many things that she can do. I don't want her to lose sight of all the wonderful things she's already accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're looking down to the road where she didn't make the merge.
I'm already worried about her. But that's my problem too, not hers.
All that said, I think they represent the most in terms of physicality. The Red Tribe, Bessie.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's not like last time. There's no Jonathans.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how Sammy's going to do. When we get to the Cocoa Tribe,
You don't know how Sammy's going to do in terms of strong physicality?
No, I think he'll be strong, but I don't know if he'll be the strongest. I'm looking at somebody on the Blue Tribe as the stronger than him, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's going to rule. I think he thinks he'll rule out there physically, but I'm not seeing it over somebody else.
His quads, though.
Okay,
His quads.
Stop saying bruh.
All right, let's pivot to
Doesn't sound natural from
Cocoa
you.
Tribe.
It's okay if it's natural, but
It doesn't sound natural from anyone.
Well, it's just like you and me saying dude, but to me that's natural. I grew up with it. It just was the way it was. So
Cocoa Tribe. First up, I think Paul's showing his bias. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that he's got Lindsay as his USB because he's chosen just to throw away the whole alphabetical sorting, and he's put her at the front.
I think it came in. Well, that doesn't work either because Bustamante
would be before.
But anyway, I went with it. Whatever Paul wants to do with it,
we're going with the roster.
We're going with it.
Yes.
So
Lindsay
thank
Carmine.
you, Paul. All right, Lindsay is 42, the second oldest woman.
Yeah, they're basically the same.
She's from North Carolina, now living in Pennsylvania, and a pediatric nurse and a super fan. She said, I'm relentless, resourceful, and compassionate. My pet peeves are people that cut in line, smacking gum.
Amen.
And when people play games on their phone and don't put it on silent. I've never strayed from my goals, even when people tell me my expectations are too high. People are surprised at how competitive I am. I come across as non-threatening, and it is very intentional on my part. This is going to help me in the game. I thrive in chaos. I will play the game like Natalie, mental and physical strength, strategic like Sarah, and social like Michelle. She does see herself as an underdog since she's the oldest on the tribe. I really liked her, but I'm not sure she'll last if they lose because of her being the oldest. And sometimes they do, vote players off just for that
There's
reason.
easier targets to vote off on this tribe.
Yeah. She said, I said maybe she better make her alliances quickly. But I have her not making the merge.
Well, I got her making the merge.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Anything else?
Nope.
Next up, Cassidy Clark.
26, from Austin, Texas. She's a designer and a lifelong fan. She was supposed to be on season 41, but then COVID happened, and then she had
they recast and they dropped her. Yeah, that's an emotional roller coaster, isn't it?
But she reapplied.
She manifested it again.
You go, girl.
And got herself back on there a second time.
Her hobbies are fashion design, though I thought that was her work.
Her job, yeah.
And most forms of art, and she likes boxing and skating. She said, I'm groovy, charismatic, and creative. My pet peeves are narrow-minded, judgmental people and people who have no reverence of Mother Nature. I can manifest and create anything when I surrender fully to the moment and find acceptance in it. Maintaining that flow throughout the game will not always be easy, but it is a top priority. I can win because I'm physically fit and competitive, but my slighter stature will make me appear non-threatening. I'm intuitive and an out-of-the-box thinker. My clever and witty nature will allow me to maneuver and adapt throughout the unexpected twists in the game. I have the ability to manipulate and persuade others and can use it in playing Survivor. Well, she makes a good case for herself, but I'm not convinced she can do all that she says she can do.
Yeah, like Cody, she runs around saying she can manifest things.
Yeah, well, she does look strong. And but for some reason, I don't know.
She's young and resilient, and she's going to be able to fill a void in that tribe. So I think she's going to make the merge.
I just have this feeling this tribe may not work well together.
Yeah, I had similar. I got the most people not making the merge off of this tribe.
I do too. I have all three women, and I
didn't see that.
I went back and forth. I had this one going, and then I switched back to that one, and I just kept changing and changing. And so I finally ended up with the three women, and I didn't mean to. It just was, I just kept going. Well,
as you're fond of saying, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, no merge for me. You said merge?
Yeah, definitely merge. Next up, Gio Bustamante.
36 from Miami, now living in Honolulu. He's a project manager, or was before he had to quit to go play Survivor. Hobbies are hiking, diving, and he said he's adaptable, a hard worker, and resilient. He said, I strongly dislike laziness and people who don't have common courtesy. The accomplishment I'm most proud of is graduating with my associate degree with a 4.0 GPA. I grew up shy, quiet, and in my head, which made me a thinker and very analytical. A whole new alter ego comes out that turns into a beast during competitions. I have the fire in me and the willpower to show the world that I deserve to win and will not let anything or anyone get in my way. The world will see that Gio Bustamante has arrived and I will win.
No merge. No merge.
Well, I put him no merge. Then I switched it back because I thought, okay.
He's this season's Romeo.
Yeah, but I kind of liked him too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I kind of like him. He's kind of little, overly exuberant and that kind of thing, but I kind of like him.
Seems to have a bit of a Napoleon complex.
I ended up putting merge, but I did have him at one point, no merge.
Yeah, I got a solid no merge on Gio.
But then I was putting a whole lot of this tribe no merge, and I thought, well, somebody has to make it, and so.
Well, with them not doing the shuffles anymore, with the short budget seasons, then you could get a tribe completely wiped.
I just don't know if this tribe is going to gel well. I don't know if their personalities are going to support each other.
Yeah, they seem like the biggest hodgepodge.
My thought was, I'm not sure they can pull the team together. They might could do more on the individual basis if they get the teamwork up front to get there. But I don't know. I could be
we'll
wrong.
talk about the tribe dynamics once we get done with the individual reviews here.
All right.
James Jones.
James Jones, 37 from Philly. He's an event planner. His hobbies are curating events and finding the best cocktails in the city, reading and writing. I'm confident, casual, self-aware. Pet peeves are really bad customer service, pushy salespeople. I won the U.S. Chess Open for my rating bracket when I was 12 years old. It gave me the confidence that I could do almost anything. I have a deep faith, but I don't talk about it a lot. Sandra's anyone but me will always be my strategy, as long as I can see a path to the end and I am with people I trust. If I don't have trust, I will be an agent of chaos, rustle with charm. I'm playing to win and not for seventh place. I can win because I thrive in chaos. I have interpersonal skills and problem solving skills.
I don't know. Someone carrying their victories around from age 12 that's currently 37 just made me laugh.
Well, he said he's planning to purposefully seek out people who are his opposites in his alliance.
Okay. I'd say the first step was someone who would have you. But, yeah, you can go for opposites, I guess. I'd be happy to eat with anyone who wanted to align with me.
Yeah, that's what made me think. I kept flipping around because I thought, oh, well, he wants opposites. And he said he calls himself older. I'm one of the older people.
Yeah, 37 he is.
And so, therefore, he might want to try to align with the younger people then. And so I was like, well, he could do this and he could.
I got him making the merge.
I do too.
Just because he's going to help with the challenges, with the physical part of the challenges. I'm not sure if he's the puzzle solver or not.
Well, he did say, he talks about how good he is with the people stuff and all, but then he did say that his friends kept telling him to, let people in and to show some empathy. They all advised him of that, which tells...
These are huge red flags.
Yeah.
Holding on to the chess victory at 12, being told by your friends to make friends.
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well for you in the long run of the game.
Now, show some empathy. Yeah. And I thought, okay, well, they're telling you don't show much empathy, and that's going to help you out there. So I put Merge because he's a big, strong-looking guy.
Yeah.
But
same for me.
I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not cheering for him or anything. It's like, meh, whatever.
Right.
It will be whatever it is. But I do see some red really flags in what he was saying. So.
Yep, he didn't win me over for sure.
No, me neither.
First impressions. Next up, Carla Cruz Godoy.
28 years old, from San Diego, now in Delaware. She's an educational project manager.
There's quite a few project managers.
Yeah. Is that one of those lump all into if you...
No, well, you need something? Project managers for anything above a certain scale. You need someone who can track everything and track the deliverables and be detail oriented. So they can be super valuable in the overall scheme of things.
Yeah, for sure.
They can also be a nuisance. So
her hobbies are traveling, brunching, and karaoke.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Maybe her and Ellie will be able to get to karaoke together at some point.
I'm ambitious, gregarious, adaptable. My pet peeves, tardiness, pessimism, and slow drivers. I'm incredibly competitive and an overachiever in every aspect of my life. I can win because I'm adaptable, resilient, and gregarious. I'm confident in my social game, and I'll build relationships across differences and get along with just about anyone. With my wife and family in my heart and thoughts, I know I will make it to the end. But she says she's nosy and wants to know all about other people, but that she won't reveal stuff about herself. That doesn't usually go over.
A recipe for failure.
Yeah. I first thought she might do well, and I thought, oh yeah, I might like her and that she could do well. But the more I read about her and started seeing what for me would be red flags, I think the other people on her tribe too are talking about they want people they can trust, and I don't think she'll come across as trustworthy.
No, and she even had that little blurb in the teaser for season 43 that we got at the end of the last finale where she was like, no, there isn't anything I wouldn't do to get ahead and win in Survivor. And it just looked like something she'd practice in the mirror at home. It didn't look authentic at all.
Well, I just thought, no, I don't think she's going to be able to hide that out there the way she thinks she will. And at this point, I wrote, this tribe confuses me. But she does look strong. I don't know how strong she'll be.
I didn't see her as physically making a contribution at all. That's right. I got her no merge. I got her as first off, actually.
No, I have no merge for her, too.
So she's my second no merge.
I couldn't even really pick first off on the blue tribe.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know.
Anything else you want to say about Carla?
Nope, I'm done.
We're not buying it, Carla. Next up, we got Ryan Medrano.
25 years old from Savannah,
originally,
honey, and now living in El Paso, Texas. He's a warehouse associate. Hobbies are fishing, hiking, and carpentry, so he could help with the food. I'm charismatic, outgoing, humorous. Pet peeves are bullies, laziness, and self-entitlement. I like the way Rupert provided food for his tribe, which helped them keep their strength up for challenges. I can win because I'm a triple threat. I can socialize easily. I am naturally strong and quick in puzzles. I am great at forming bonds and can influence others with a silver tongue. I have a great resolve to do what needs to be done to earn the $1 million. I just absolutely loved Ryan's
enthusiasm. Seemed like a big sweetie, didn't he?
Yep, enthusiasm, excitement on his video. He's a personal trainer, and he's very buff. He, I think, is the Jonathan. Well, maybe not quite Jonathan, but nobody's quite Jonathan. But I think he'll be the closest to Jonathan this season. And
an inspiring story about his early childhood, where he had cerebral palsy, born premature, and spent 4 years in physical therapy, and that's when I got concerned too, because he also mentioned, maybe it was in the parade interview. He said, I don't process things instantly like regular brains do.
That's the only thing that concerned me, that in the challenges, because he said, you know, his brain hears it, it goes, okay, got it, but then he needs to cycle it through one more time,
right,
and then his body can react.
Yeah.
And I thought, I hope that doesn't...
That doesn't sound like someone who's quick in puzzles, so
Yeah, that confused me. Like I said, this tribe confused me more.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I saw more contradictions. However, I like him, whether he makes it or not. He's in my final four. Got him, of course, making the merge, and in my final four, just because I would like to cheer for him.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I did not have him making the merge. There was
really?
There's this huge red flag with him saying that he has trouble thinking at speed, and you know that's hard out there. He left me with his description with the impression that he has trouble keeping up with what's going on and reading what's going on. And so he might have some social blindness where he can't really suss out what's you know, what the relationships are, or what's being said, or how someone's being interpreted, or...
Yeah,
and this is possible. A deep read in a shallow pool of almost no information.
Exactly.
So I understand and acknowledge all of that.
Well, that would be my fear for him.
Yeah, that was the impression I got left with.
But he is the muscle on that tribe, as far as I could tell with looking at him. You know, James is a big guy, but I don't know how strong he is. I don't know, something about him.
Gio isn't.
Gio is, some of the girls are bigger than him.
Yeah.
And which doesn't mean he couldn't be strong.
Contribute, yeah. I don't normally think of 5'7" as being that short, but he sees himself as short in stature, for sure.
I had a friend, and he was 5'7", and he always, you know, thought of himself that way, but he was taller than me, so
Okay, anything else you want to say about the...
No, just that I really enjoyed watching his video. It was a feel-good, and I just went Yeah, I like you, dude.
I liked him too. I just saw them at some point needing to get rid of somebody, and they ended up picking him. And my thought was, oh, he's going to say he's good in puzzles, and he's not going to deliver, and they're going to end up getting rid of him.
They're gonna.
Well, who's going to do the puzzle?
They're gonna put that guy out in the water.
Who's going to do the puzzle? Because the challenges are going to be super physical, and then it's going to come down to a puzzle in the first few.
Well,
that's been the history.
If one of the girls or one of the other guys is good at puzzles, then they will step up. And
did you in anything we got in the bios and the videos?
I didn't see a thing about. People didn't.
He's actually the only one that mentioned puzzles, I think, at all.
Yeah. So, we're just not going to know till we get in there and see and get more information. There wasn't enough information to determine, who could be more valuable in the challenges.
If someone's a good planner and they can lay everything out and make sure that he doesn't miss, doesn't get left out of things, then I think they'll be able to maximize his potential.
Yeah.
But you got to have somebody else that if he can't do the puzzles at speed, or if he gets flustered. Well,
I'm counting on that's not going to happen.
So let's look at the tribes just as tribes real quick before we move on to the next phase. Who do you see as being the strong physical? Do you see anyone standing out as the strong puzzle solvers?
Puzzle solvers, I don't think anyone gave us enough information to determine that. So I don't think we're going to know.
Guessing Justine and Nika, maybe? Noelle is going to want to try to be in the physical part. She's not going to want to be a puzzle solver.
Yeah, I don't know.
How about in the Baka tribe, in the yellow tribe? Sammy's physical.
I would think Ellie might do well.
Yeah.
And even
Owen.
You would kind of think Owen would. And possibly.
But they're going to want to put Mariah there because she's not going to be the super physical one.
Maybe Janine?
Maybe, yeah.
But
maybe.
I just don't know enough about. But if I had to guess, I would say. Or Gabler could be good at puzzles. He has to put together heart valves.
Yeah.
So maybe he knew puzzles.
What a crazy specialization, right?
I'm glad for one that somebody does it.
Yeah, assembles the valves, collects the information for what the structure should look like, builds it, and then hands it off to the surgeon that actually puts it in place. That is like hyper specialized.
Yeah, that was just very, very interesting.
Whose work is normally that narrow? Maybe there's a lot of variation in that.
Yes.
Space or something. I don't know.
Probably a lot more than we know.
I think they're going to need him for the physical, though.
Well, that was my thought. He says he's in the best shape he's ever been in. I don't expect him to be in as good a shape as Sammy, of course, or maybe even Owen.
Definitely not Sammy's quads.
Okay. I didn't notice his quads.
But Sammy told you about his quads and how awesome they were.
Okay, yeah, but,
Yeah, they're going to put Mariah.
He's 19. He's a baby. I wasn't paying much attention to that.
Mariah and Ellie, they're going to put them on the puzzle probably. You're right. And they're probably going to do pretty well.
Yeah.
Nika and Justine, potentially. Or maybe Dwight. Dwight might be a good puzzle solver.
I think they'll do okay.
I don't think it's Jesse or Cody.
But they were, the person I had going out first is on their tribe.
Who?
I have Janine going out first.
Okay, so on the yellow tribe on Baka.
Yep.
Which is Japanese for what?
Idiots.
Idiots. Yeah. That overlap with Fijian there just isn't in the best light. Somebody did not do their research on that.
Yeah.
I saw them talking about that on the Survivor subreddit. Okay, final four.
All right, I have mine.
Oh, first out. I'm sorry. Who do you have for first out?
I just told you, Janine.
Janine, all right. Okay, and I've got Carla from the Coco from the Blue Tribe.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because I think Blue's going to lose.
That could be. I may end up changing that before this is done, but we haven't seen anything on what kind of challenge it's going to be. Or
Nope.
nothing, so.
No, there's a slight preview in the season 43 preview. You can see them in some physical activities, but who knows where that lands in the season. Final four. Who do you got?
Owen, Jesse,
Owen,
NECA, and Ryan. What about you?
I've got Ellie.
Ellie.
Yep.
Really?
From the Baka tribe,
Okay.
psychologist. I've got Cody.
Cody.
Yep. He's just a goofball that's going to get drug along. And then Janine.
Janine. My first off.
Uh-huh.
Well.
And Justine. And I can't decide on my USB.
Justine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Did we have different reactions?
Yeah. Yeah, you chose not to highlight the small person from sales. We know there's some markers for success in the past, and it's women in sales, in particular pharmaceutical sales, tend to do really well in the game, but she's in the right age range. She's from the Philippines, just like Erica was.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
I know. You're not affected by the recency bias somehow.
I looked at the team photo, and her arms are
yeah.
It's big around as my finger, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can she do that's so physical out there? I'm afraid she'll get broken.
Could be.
I know.
It's happened in the past, right? We had that happen in the first episode
yeah.
one season. This
That,
poor little lady jumped into a net and broke her arm.
Yeah. And that does happen, but I thought, I don't understand why you would go out there that thin, but I do get that she thinks, well, I don't eat a lot.
Didn't have much of a choice.
I don't need a lot and, this is just how my body is. This is the way it, but I just thought, oh my gosh, if she loses any weight, she doesn't have any to lose and survive.
How about USB?
Anyway.
What's your USB pick?
Jesse.
Jesse from the Vessi tribe. Okay.
For now, yeah.
And I'm going back and forth between Justine and Ellie. Maybe leaning a little more towards Ellie. I don't know.
Well,
I'm seesawing between those two.
Yeah, I'm seesawing between Jesse and Owen, but I think I have Jesse just a little bit above that. Though I'd be happy right now with either one. So we'll see what I end up with finally, but that's what I'm going back and forth with.
So again, it's going to be a 26-day season. So it's going to be quick. We get the Probst bungled budget survivor for 43 and 44 from what we understand. It's also going to be 26 days. And let's see what else is there. Oh, the hourglass. They're not going to do the turn back time hourglass.
Yay!
Portion. You still have to win your way to the merge, but it's not going to be, they're not going to have that twist where they can flip-flop the team at the merge that won. What else do we have that we wanted to mention there?
I don't really know of anything else with that. We mentioned 18 castaways, the 26 days, and the hourglass. That's all that I saw.
2-hour premiere, and then followed by a 90-minute.
Yeah, on the
episode.
28th. Yeah, 90-minute episode. And we have, no idea about whether it'll be a single vote off or a double, or we're not really going to address that. But anyway, I'll talk about when we get him.
Okay. Well, we definitely already been using Paul's visual roster. I was giving Paul a hard time about having Lindsay there at the front of the line for Coco, but I have absolutely already begun to get value out of it.
Begun?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's my brain filling in syllables while I was coming to the next word.
Our brains aren't at their top of the game.
Peak capacity.
No.
So we want to say a big thanks to Paul. Thank you for that roster, for the website logo. They're making it really challenging for us, not releasing anything. But you're doing an awesome job getting that together. He's even got like some coloring in there, right, in the background.
Oh, yeah.
It's like red and yellow and blue.
It's always beautiful, and he did have trouble doing it. And I thought, he's so far ahead of us.
Yeah.
We had a lot of trouble getting started.
We'll have
with
the link to the visual roster in the show notes for this episode. Big thanks to Steve for creating and maintaining that JSFL website where we run the Fantasy League. He'll be setting that up soon for season 43.
Yeah, just keep checking back.
Reminder, we do not have records of your passwords. So if you don't have it, you'll need to re-register so that you can play this season. The deadline for getting registered and getting your picks in is 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on September 21st when that first 2-hour episode airs. Also want to say thanks to Jeremiah. He oversees and shepherds that SFP fans page on Facebook. Thank you for that, Jeremiah. Good job, bud.
Okay, if you're new to JSFL, you need to register before that deadline of 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on September 21st in order to play this season. Registration will be closed, and be sure to go, if you haven't played before, and read the official rules that's listed on the website. So now, everybody needs to select what we call a USB 24, which is the person you think will win this season. And if they do win it, you will get a 24-point bonus.
Ultimate Survivor bonus.
That's
USB.
right. And be sure when you go to the page for USB, be sure you hit your submit button. We have people every season who don't end up with the USB. You can go back to the picks page, and your USB should be listed in bold print. That's the way you can go double check it. You also need to choose who you think will be voted off first. You will get 2 points for that person. And then you need to choose 4 people you think will still be in the game after the 2-hour episode ends. Again, remember to hit submit. Now, if there happen to be 2 vote-offs, we don't know that, whether there will or they won't. But we will only score the first off person. So keep checking back with the website and be sure you get those in before the deadline.
All right, so we've done JABBIC Part 1. It's time to set you up for JABBIC Part 2. That's due noon on Saturday, September 7th, noon Pacific time. Please keep...
17th. Did you say 7th?
Ah, maybe I did. 17th. Thank you. Please keep your response in the 3-minute range, whether we're reading something written by you or you call into the voicemail or you record your own audio and submit it to us to the email address joannastacyshow@gmail.com. The voicemail number is 206-350-1547, toll free 844-643-8737. So we also run a side challenge, and that's just a special thing that we do. And you have to let us know if you want to participate in that. The way the side challenge works is if you lose, the winner of the side challenge will pick a song for you to create a parody of that song in relation.
That season.
Yeah, for that season. So it's not so much, it's great if you win and you have bragging rights and you get to choose what the parody song is for the loser, the person with or persons with the lowest score. But you got to shoot us an email and let us know if you want to participate in the side challenge.
Yes.
It's usually a handful of folks that are willing to take on that extra stressor, as I've been told it can be.
Like Parker.
Yeah, that's true. Parker was our loser last season.
And Parker, your debt is due by noon on Saturday, September 17th. Laurel has chosen the song for you to prepare the parody of season 42 and sing it to the tune of How Do You Like Me Now by Toby Keith.
Mm-hmm.
So get that to us as soon as you can, Parker, but definitely by noon on the 17th.
We have a lot of fun with the Fantasy League. We believe that it adds like an extra twist, an extra oomph, an extra amount of enjoyment.
Not everyone has as much fun in the side challenge.
To the overall season. Yeah, and the side challenge just adds that much more pepper to the pizza.
That's too much stress for me.
Too much for you. Okay. Well, you don't have to participate in the side challenge if you're not up to it.
No, and we couldn't handle everybody participating.
We'd have to come up with another mechanism for tracking it.
Yeah. Has to stay small by design.
Here's what I want to say, though. This is all on the honor system. If you go looking for it, oftentimes with seasons, you can find spoilers. And there's certainly people who have been working to actively spoil these new seasons to the point of traveling out there and paying for information and things like that. Yeah, I know that sounds outrageous, but that's certainly the case. And we understand that you may be someone who likes spoilers, so that you maybe enjoy starting a book by reading the last page for some reason. That's, you do you. Here's the kicker, though. For the Fantasy League, no spoilers. If you're a spoiler person, we ask that you not participate, please. That's an honor code thing. We have no way of knowing for sure, although some people who seem to have taken advantage of it in the past have been awfully overt about their choices. It's very unlikely that you play a perfect game in the Fantasy League, but that certainly has shown up in the results to the questionable end.
Yes, we're really all about just having fun.
Yeah, we want to keep it fun and hopefully maximize the fun for everyone. So we ask, if you're the type of person who's maybe already gone out there and looked at a spoiler list for this season, please do not sign up for the Fantasy League. That's fine. You do you, and we'll do our thing over here in this little corner of Survivor Land where we've been as the longest running podcast in Survivor history. All right, that's my disclaimer for the Fantasy League and all that. Anything else you want to add?
I don't believe so. I just don't quite feel yet. I'm looking forward to JABBIC Part 2 to see what some other people think.
Yeah.
Because you and I are both so seemingly pretty different.
Yeah, we got very different reads.
And so I don't know if because we had to do it so quickly, and that was an awful lot of information to cram into a very long day.
That depends on your process. I recommend that you not overload yourself with content. I know, he thinks
I overdo, and I probably do, but
Yeah, you want to keep it fun. Some people have told us that they do their feedback just from Paul's visual roster, and I think that's perfectly fine.
Well, we've seen that Drew's done that many times, where he just did it on the fly. Yeah. I can't do that.
She just can't let herself.
Well, I could do it.
Got to complete a torturous process.
I wouldn't enjoy it.
But you don't enjoy what you do.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do too.
You enjoy being done. You don't enjoy.
I enjoy learning about each person, so that I really do have more enjoyment at the beginning of the game, knowing who people are.
Sure.
And even though, of course, I don't remember everything.
Your process is a grind.
Well, because I collect a lot of the tedious bio information, because there's so many people out there who don't want to go read that.
Sure. And they can just listen, and you've given them the bio highlights. Yeah.
But, if you guys don't want to hear that, then let me know, and I won't do it. So I just have known in the past there have been people
underappreciated?
That said that. Not at all. I don't do things I don't want to do.
Yeah.
So, but I don't mind doing it, but... if you guys don't want to hear all that stuff read.
I'm with you. I'm looking forward to hearing JABBIC Part 2, and we'll get that out next Saturday. And please get yours in as soon as you can. I'm sure there's people who've been chomping at the bit to get in and share their...
We have to get back into the groove.
Yes. Definitely been on break. I've been trying to get you well. You pretty much have been battling things since we ended the last season.
After the last season.
Yeah. So,
I am
you're about 70%.
Slowly but surely getting better.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll head into having another good time together here, enjoying our favorite show.
And never injure myself again.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. Look forward to it. Hope it's a good season. But I think I feel a little bit off about the season because there's not CBS doesn't seem to be putting much information out there.
Yeah, they seem to have done even less than ever before.
Why? Why are you withholding? Why are there not many commercials, or you're not it just feels a little different that way.
Yeah.
Somehow, and it makes me wonder what's happening. But anyway, that makes me a
try not to
little
read too much into it. They're
uneasy.
just cost optimizing more, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably are. But anyway, I'm glad to know we've got the season, and here we go.
Yeah, we got that to look forward to. Okay, and we're looking forward to hearing your feedback. And we're going to head out with the same music we used for the intro. This is what we use for the JABBIC shows. It's Madsumo's On the Grill. Have a good one.